Hey everyone, welcome back. Do a new episode today of an unboxing and teardown of a Heltec indoor hotspot. This is the first batch of 1,000 released to the US, and let's tear into it. It's got a really nice box, and let's see, first peel. It's got some really good insulation here for travel. It's super thick, durable. This was also in the box. Must be the cutout from here. I'm gonna save this because I really like this stuff, and I'm gonna probably reuse it on other projects that I have. Yeah. Let's see what we got inside. So here's the miner for the hotspot. It's got some pretty good venting on it all the way around. It's still on warranty. It's got 3, 4 lights, 5 lights, different indicators. I'll go through them later. Power button on off, and a side vent over here on all 3 sides. So it's pretty well vented, which is nice. I was kind of worried. And it's not as thick as I thought it was going to be, or wide as I thought it was going to be, which is actually great for fitting inside my enclosure. So I'm happy about that. Alright, inside the box, some more parts. Comes with power cable. Probably won't use this because I'll be using an outside enclosure. Get this junk out of the way. This is a 12 volt power charger or power adapter, 3 amp. Comes with cable and cord. Plugs in like that. It's actually pretty beefy compared to some of the other ones. I think Bobcat is the only other one that's 12 volts. So it's putting out some good energy there. And then it also comes with this not so impressive antenna. It's probably a good thing I'll be replacing it, but yeah, this is the antenna. It's it's like an old school car antenna. Just a little tiny thread. But yeah, this always reminds me of the old school car antennas that used to be on cars when I was growing up. It's got RPSMA female, I think, end, or RPSMA male end, and just a short little cable. Let's see if I can take this off. Antenna. It's got pretty good length of cable here. But yeah, I don't know about this antenna. I'm sure it works fine, but I won't be using it. It doesn't have a magnetic base, it only has a sticker type base, so I guess you get one use. I would maybe put this on a magnet so I can put it in different places, or some sort of sticky pad that's not this one, because it's too tiny and it literally can't hold itself up. Threads on the back here. There's your antenna, your hotspot. So that's everything in the box. Next thing I'm going to do is start tearing into it. So let's see what I can do. Get this out of the way. Alright. Let me put some masking tape over some of the numbers. Okay. So it has 4 little rubber feet here, and the rubber feet just kind of pop off, just like that. Behind the rubber feet are these 4 little legs that have a hex on them. You can just take a crescent wrench and screw them. I'm guessing. I don't really know. Yeah, okay. It also has a warranty sticker on there. Do not open, but I don't know. Tear into everything. Not like I'm gonna have a warranty to ship this back to China if there's anything wrong with it. There might be, but I'm not gonna do it. Oh, and this is a, I don't know if you can see the color very well. It's kind of like a gold bronze feel. Reminds me of the rack gold miner, gold dot, gold spot, whatever it is. When I originally ordered it, I thought it was going to be silver, so I'm actually kind of happy I got one of these. Okay, 4 legs. It's held in there. Oh, the antenna's probably catching on it. Loosen the antenna. I really have no idea how this is held together, so we're all kind of learning here. Let's see if I can. I'm gonna grab some tools real quick. Be right back. Let's see. See if I can peek into this with a micro screwdriver. Just gonna try and lift the edge here. There we go. Alright, so hopefully if I just tip this over, I'm not voiding the warranty. Should be nice. Alright, let's see what we got. This is a different kind of board than I'm used to. All the other miners had a different setup here. I don't see any easy way to get into this other than to take apart these 4 screws here and guide this out of here in some way. A socket set, but I don't think it's going to fit that size. Let's see. Maybe what size? Should be able to just unscrew these legs here. Let's see if this will slide out. And these are the same legs that the outer legs were screwed into. So these just screw into here through the case. So. That's all four. Now I think this has to slide forward so I can release the power button, and then back a little and then up. So let's try that. Maybe not. I wonder if the power button needs to be ejected. No. Wait. That might be working. There we go. I don't know if you can see that the power button was able to take off just by kind of pushing it out a bit, and this should pop up just like that. Look at that. I know what I'm doing. All right, let's flip it over and see what we're working with. Oh wow, this is a pretty beefy fan they got in here. This is actually a computer fan that you would see on most laptops. It's pretty interesting. I was not expecting that. And it also has a very large heatsink here. Let's see if you can see that. There's a pretty large heatsink, and that's facing the outside of the case that you normally see. And then a pretty decent sized fan. It's a 5 volt, 4 amp laptop fan. I think I'm willing to drill down a little bit further, see what we're working with. Some fingerprints there from installers. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 LEDs, pretty much every color you can imagine. This is Heltec Indoor Hotspot Rev 1, 400 megahertz, 868 megahertz, and 915. And you can see in here the resistor, I believe, or whatever this is, for my unit, which is 915 US, has a chip soldered into it. The other two do not. So I'm assuming that would be the way to switch if you were to get the wrong one and you wanted someone to work on it and get you a different model for a different area. You would be able to do that. And it doesn't seem that difficult, which is good. This is actually the reset button. I found out, I thought it was Bluetooth looking from the back of it. And there goes my void sticker. Okay, that's void. From the back you can see it has an R. That is actually a reset button. And then there's LoRaWAN, which is the antenna. This, I'm not sure, is from sort of data port. And then your LAN Ethernet, and then power is all the way over there. That's what we're seeing here. So if I put them side by side, you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. Moving on. let's do a teardown of the fan. Let's see what's behind there. Let me disconnect this fan first. Trying to disconnect the fan here. Let me see if I can just pull with my fingers. There we go. Okay, so that's disconnected. And now I can tear down the fan. I guess this is the heatsink? Oh yeah, okay. Maybe I don't need to. So, I don't know if you can see it in there. It's really hard to figure out, but there's a little piece of heatsink material right there. That's purple. So you can see the heatsink. Behind there is the chip processor, and that is going directly to it. Yeah, they need to do a little better job cleaning up some of their stuff. This, I believe, is for Wi-Fi and an antenna. I guess a Wi-Fi extender you could also plug on there too to get better range. Alright. Yeah, I'm not going to take that apart because this is the heatsink and I don't want to mess anything up. It's directly connected, so that looks good. Yeah, there's really not much more to see under there from what I'm looking at. But you can see the heatsink there. That's connected to one of the processors, and something in there. There's another thermal pad inside. So 2 thermal pads and the processor. Yeah, okay. Let's miss the teardown. And I'll work on putting this back together. I do actually like this design. I like that it's actually a board that they built with specific purpose. And there's it's not a Raspberry Pi this time, which is really nice. Alright, I gotta remember to plug the fan back in. Fan's back in. Now I'm going to slide it back in the same way I got it out, hopefully, and then put the power button back together. So slide the antenna through the hole and then drop it in, and then I'm going to put the power button back on. It should just recess back into the hole and snap in. If I do this right. Now it's probably important to put the power button on first before you put the rest of the components back together. And it has to go on pretty evenly. There we go. Give it a few test buttons. Seems to be good. Alright, now I'm going to put the legs back in. Just like so. I'm not going to over tighten them yet. Put this one on. Okay. And when I tighten these, I'm just snugging them up. I'm not cranking on these. Just don't want the board to move, and that's it. Okay, that's all four. Now I'll take my voided warranty back plate, put that back on. That was on this side. You can see it left like a little bit of the sticker left from it, of the adhesive. These are really good. I actually use these when I'm in hotels. These voided warranty or tamper-proof stickers. They do a great job. I actually don't like that it's blocking the vent holes here. So I might actually remove this because I'm not a fan of it having any kind of residue. Didn't really remove the way I was hoping, but oh well. I'll put the lid back on. Snaps back into place. Fold that over. The legs back together. This was a fairly easy tear down, except for the power button, which just got lucky figuring you just have to kind of press against it to get it out. And I wouldn't recommend pushing too hard on removing the power button if you ever do have to do it, because you could break it, break the switch, and that's the last thing you want to do. So hopefully you don't do it, because I did it. Now you don't have to. Better socket. There we go. Put your 4 rubber feet back on. Just press over these. It's actually a nice design. I like that a lot. And put your retaining clip, retaining nut for your antenna back on. This just holds it in place. And you don't have to do much, just snug it up. Good. It's not going anywhere. Alright. Well, that was not too bad. Overall, I say I really like this hotspot. I like the design of it. I like that it's all aluminum for the most part. It's got a really great fan inside, which is that laptop fan we saw. A really nice heatsink. It's got brand new thermal pads, which are really nice to see on something like this. It has barrel jack 12 volt, a data port, which I'm not using, a reset button, which you don't need to use. Just try not to confuse this with Bluetooth, because it's not. I thought it was when I first saw it, because it kind of has that weird Bluetooth emblem. If you've ever seen that, it looks almost the same. But the only time when this goes into Bluetooth mode is right when you turn it on for the first like few minutes. So just remember that. It has a external lock if you wanted to lock it into an enclosure, if you had it outside and you didn't want someone to steal it, or inside, I would assume. It's got good venting, power button on the front, 5 different LEDs for all sorts of things, more venting on the side. So this one's likely not to overheat, which is great. Whatever enclosure I put this in, I might not worry too much, because it's got a little bit of everything. The only thing I don't like about it is this antenna. Now, for everyone else that's at home or installing these in homes and not on roofs, I'd be a little bit disappointed and underwhelmed. But for me, I'm never going to use this. It will probably just become a new fidget toy for me on my computer desk. But yeah, outside of that, great miner, highly recommended so far. As soon as the network is back online, it's been down for the last 2 days, I will get this online, asserted, and see how it goes. Yeah, that's our teardown of the Heltec indoor hotspot. So if you like this video, hit the like button below and give me a thumbs up, and see you next time. Thanks everyone.